create jobs by protecting the environment. That all we need to do is graft on all these green principles to how we live, and the economy will actually benefit. Bullshit. Protecting the planet costs money. It's expensive. It's much easier to trash the planet. It's much easier. It's much cheaper. You'll make more money trashing the planet. It costs. And in the same way, it's also going to cost our society to take the 10 and 15 and maybe even at this point 20% of our country that's been divorced from our economy and saying, you are still Americans. We either rise or fall together. You are part of our world. And by that, I'm referring to everybody who's trapped in this war on drugs. And in that sense, probably at least half, probably 75% of the people in the juvenile justice system. In order to say to them, we're going to share our social and economic compact with you, we're going to share our future, we would have to lay out a lot of money and a lot of cost, and we would have to actually, dare I say it, share. And I don't know that we have the stomach for that. Certainly there's no money in it, so there's no way Wall Street can privatize that and find a profit in it. And if we can't find a profit in it, what have we done in the last 30 years that has achieved anything? That's the terror. That's the great terror. So at this point, the only thing you can do is get up every day and be a little more human and try to do the right thing. And if there's a kid in front of you, yes, work that case, try to save that kid, try to keep that kid out of the system. You know, it's better than getting up and throwing your arms in the air and walking away. I'm not suggesting that. But for the mass of us as Americans, what we have to now do is in some way and on some practical basis take the impulse that is out there with the Occupy Wall Street, with dissent, and basically saying, I will no longer play by these rules. I will no longer play by these rules. Again, I began as a police reporter. Some of my best friends are police in Baltimore. You know, I say that without shame. I have a great affection for good police work. But if you pick me to be on a jury for a nonviolent drug offense, I'm voting to nullify that jury. I don't care how much drugs you tar that person with. I don't care what the testimony is. If there's no violence attached to that, I'm not playing by your rules anymore, to quote the great Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, one of the great philosopher kings of our society. Because ultimately, it's the tinkering with a system that is utterly corrupt at its core. You know, these are economic crimes if they are indeed crimes. There's no other factory in West Baltimore, and you've trained the kids at such an ineffective level that only 20 to 30% of the kids are graduating with a high school degree from Baltimore City, and that doesn't mean they're literate, and the jobs are 3 counties away or 2 counties away, and you've cut public transportation for the last 10 years, and you're bitching because he walked down to the corner to make some money? Really? Really? Wow. I'm not playing by that anymore. It's amazing if a kid walks away from a drug corner. It's a rite of passage in Baltimore. It's what you do to make some pocket money. It's what you do to get fed. It's what you do to get fed. And it is utterly devoid, and we are utterly devoid, of a legitimate right to moralize on it. You know, you pay for the right to moralize as a society. If you want to stand there and moralize about drugs and about the economic underpinnings of the drug trade in the inner city, put up or shut up. Either incorporate them legitimately in your economy and give them an absolute choice where there's something that they actually were supposed to say yes to as opposed to just say no, or shut up and keep walking. And at this point, since I can't basically offer this to anybody in West Baltimore, when I'm asked to judge them, I'm basically saying, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to keep walking. I don't live in your America. My America doesn't comport to your America. I have options and realities that you don't have. So the idea that I'm going to sit here and suggest to you that you should sit on your stoop and starve rather than go down to that corner is absurd. And the idea that I'm going to offer you and offer some company that's going to go to Wall Street and say, you know what, we can make 6 or 7% more profit this year, and tell that to an analyst because you know, the service we provide is incarcerative or pretrial detention or at-home detention, and that's our product. And I think we're in a growth industry, and I think we can make your number. To have that going on behind the backs of these children is just offensive beyond words. So I'm not playing anymore. And I tell every group I speak to, do not play. Do not walk away from this. The drug war is America's greatest moral failure at this point. It serves nobody. It does nothing of merit, and it is a triumph of brutality. So on that happy note, I'll take questions. Yeah. All right.